There we go. All right. Hello, fellow beer drinkers, for another fun-filled adventure of Beer Me 3 with your host, Rick, our dino expert from Florida, Lisa, the runner from Austin, and me, Michael Day, holding it down in beautiful South Texas. How are you guys doing?
Doing good, doing good.
Good.
And today we have a special treat for episode 7. Can you believe it? This is 7 episodes. It's kind of blown.
Yeah, it's pretty awesome.
Nice.
But today we have a special guest. We have Nikki from Houston. She's been an avid craft beer drinker for 4 years, which
Yay.
I find confusing because you said you're 24, which would mean you started drinking beer at 20, which would mean you drank illegally. So, I mean, not to promote underage drink. I'm just kidding.
Right.
How are you doing, Nikki? You doing all right?
Good. Yes, thank you.
Does this song feel like summer to you guys?
Sure.
Yep.
We've had this debate before the podcast. Who doesn't like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and Jazzy Jeff? Maybe this feels like summer.
ISIS. I'm assuming ISIS doesn't like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
I'm guessing. Where is Bel-Air? I grew up watching the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, which I'm assuming.
California, I'm pretty sure, right?
But Nikki wouldn't have
Like
grown up.
LA.
What did you grow up watching in the summer that was syndicated? You're like, oh my god, this show's on.
Probably like Saved by the Bell.
Saved by the Bell? Okay.
Yes, every
that's
day.
Really, even at... Damn. I didn't even watch Saved by the Bell.
I used to, when I was TAing, I made some Full House jokes and Saved by the Bell jokes, and they would always go over the freshman heads, and they're just like looking at me, just like during the headlight. I'm like, screw you guys, I don't even know what real TV is. Did you
Damn.
even get the Superstation?
Well, they got Fuller House now, so they can be exposed to the Tanner family again.
Yeah, I don't know about all that.
Yeah. I'm sure it won't do very well. I heard Girl Meets World wasn't nearly as good as Boy Meets World.
Yeah, because it got all
Oh,
Disneyed out. They like did this whole
Yeah.
thing like every other Disney show, and they just used the Boy Meets World characters.
Which is a shame.
It is a shame. It's a very shame.
Broken-hearted over here.
Today on episode 7, we're talking about favorite summer beers. Currently, I am drinking Summer Love. This is the camera right there. Boom.
Victory.
Yeah, from Victory Brewing. It's Summer Love. It has a score of an 86 on Beer Advocate. It has a 5.2% ABV, which is lower than most of the beers I drink. But we're going for summer feel taste. We're not going for I want to get wasted after one beer. All right, so some of the background info of this, we got malt being composed of the two-row German malts and the hops. It's made up of 3 hops, and I can't say this one. It's Tettnang. You've probably seen it. Simcoe and Citra, which anytime you see Citra hops, you know to expect citrusy aftertones or after your flavor. So that's kind of like the aftertaste that's left with this one. There's a lemony feel to it. Tastes good. Have you guys had this one?
I have not.
No.
It's pretty
Tasted
good.
it.
I even like the cover art on it. You can't see because of this light, right? Look at that.
Yeah. I'll see. I'm kind of biased in an opposite direction with summer beers because, like in the winter, I love dark style so much. I have no problem experimenting and floating around, but with summer beers, I really stick to a handful. So I've seen them on the shelves. I've just never given it a shot.
Okay. Well, what are you currently drinking?
So I've got the Westbrook Brewing Company Goza. Gozas are a fairly new style on the American side. It's an old German style. Basically, it's a sour wheat beer, but it's not so much sour as it is tart. It's got like a lemon tartness and actually a strong saltiness, so it's kind of like tart and sour at the same time. Only about 4%, 4 to 5%, so real refreshing, and surprisingly, the salt aspect makes it nice in the summer.
Okay.
That makes sense. Kind of like how Gatorade is.
Would you put salt on the rim with that one or no?
No, you wouldn't need it. It's salty. It's honestly salty enough as it is.
Really?
Yeah, I've had God, I don't know who made it. It was a one-off by some brewery, and it was so salty. I mean, it was almost puckering. And normally you associate puckering with like lemon, but it was so salty with the tartness that it was just, it's hard to drink.
Good deal.
But
Teresa,
this is very balanced. It's the best Goza I've probably had. It comes in 6-packs, easy to find, at least in Georgia. Had a friend bring it back.
What's a goza? I've never heard of that.
It's the style I just explained. It's like a sour
It's like
wheat beer kind of. It's like a,
Sour wheat.
it's tart and salty. The emphasis is salty, which is weird, but it's tart and salt at the same time. But makes for a very refreshing summer beer. Like I said, it's kind of like how Gatorade quenches your thirst, even though it's got that slightly salty tang.
Okay. Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, it's a new style. It's an ancient style, like it's from Germany. But in terms of the American scene, it just kind of started happening past year or two.
Do you happen to know the hops that are in that one?
Honestly, they're not very hop heavy. They don't have prominent hop bitterness, flavors, or aroma. It's really all about that tartness. They're usually infected with lactobacillus too, which kind of helps you get more tart and sour. But in terms of hops, there's no distinct hops in it.
If you're lactose intolerant, do you think that would bother you?
No, because it's lactobacillus, not lactose.
Okay, I'm just saying.
I'm not sure how much lactose they would produce, but maybe if they made a lot, potentially. But
All right. Huh.
it shouldn't be lactose. I mean, if you're lactose intolerant, I could see a milk stout.
Milk stop bothering
Or
you.
no, a sweet stout. Sweet stouts have that lactose.
That's right. Yeah, so one thing I got lined up for later for what y'all have termed McGill Science Corner, I guess I termed that. I want to talk about yeast. Yeast, and more yeast. Teresa, what are you drinking right now?
I'm super partial to Texas beers, so I have two because I couldn't pick. But right now I'm drinking the Southern Star Bombshell Blonde.
I like that one.
Yeah, I like it. It's pretty smooth. No, we were kind of talking crap about blonde ales, but I really like them in the summer. So it is 5.2 ABV.
Okay. This is also
again,
a blonde.
Little yeasty, real smooth. I don't remember what hops are in it. Vienna sounds familiar, or is that a malt? I don't know.
I think Vienna's a malt. I
Okay.
hope so. Somewhere if there's one nerd listening, he's shaking his fists.
He's like, no.
What's the other one?
Idiots don't know.
Had two? Teresa,
Oh,
you
the
said
other beer I have. Yeah, the other one is the Deep Ellum Blonde, also a blonde ale. That one's a little more citrusy, a little more hop flavor. It's not too overpowering. It's just kind of more of a taste. Like to me, this Southern Star goes down pretty smooth, but the blonde, the Deep Ellum Dallas Blonde, that's what it is. Dallas Blonde. So that one's really good. I picked it up because of the can.
Yeah. Yeah, I can agree.
Yeah, it was that one I was telling you about that's like bright pink and yellow. I'll bring it out here in a bit, but yeah, it's obnoxious, and I kind of like it. Like all the branding, because we've talked about that. Like you pick up a beer for branding or not, and it's obnoxious. All of their stuff is, but I kind of like it because they're just owning it and going with it.
Nice. Nikki, what are you drinking?
I'm doing Prairie Somewhere.
Oh, jealous. That's a good one.
See it? Okay.
Prairie Somewhere.
Oh.
It's a
Prairie is
Saison
awesome.
sour. It's like 7%.
Rick mentioned Prairie Bomb, I remember, in the first podcast, and I had no idea what Prairie Bombs were. I just kind of did this thing. I was like, yeah, cool, man. But once we started making these like notes of different beers and stuff like that, I finally went and looked around at specs, and I saw Prairie, and then I saw Bombs. Now this one's Prairie Summer.
Somewhere.
It's a collaboration with some other brewery named Somewhere.
Okay. Is
I
that
think
also a blonde?
Somewhere, yeah.
Sorry? Oh yeah, it's bottle. Is that what you asked?
I think Piazza was a blonde.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. It's a Saison sour.
Okay.
So it's kind of like, it has a sour after.
See, I think the lighter beers, well, I don't know if you turn them lighter, but blondes and saisons, those are the ones that kind of have this summer feel to me. Also tried some, also Box. So like Shiner Buck has the prickly pear. We've mentioned that one before, but that one also has this almost like a citrusy and refreshing taste to it.
Yeah, I like that one because that prickly pear taste is so unique. So I like it.
Oh,
I
yeah.
have some in my fridge too.
And we talked about this last time. Is that because Shinerbach has what do you call it? The pomegranate one. What is that one called?
They've got Ruby Red. It's a grapefruit.
Ruby Red. Yeah. Now,
Yeah.
when I first got into craft beer, and that was I remember trying that out. Some professor had it at their going away party and had a cooler full of it. Ended up drinking like the whole cooler because I was like, this is like the best beer I've ever had. Now I drink it once my palate's kind of like developed more and stuff like that. Little guy woke up. Now I drink it. It's too sweet for me, so I find it way too sweet. But you know.
Yeah, that's how it is. Man, I remember I used to drink Mike's Hard Lemonade and crap like that when I was like young guy in college and you just wanted to party and play Xbox. Man, you kill 6 of those and then have a toothache the next day. Now I have 1 and I'm dying.
Yep.
God, those things are sweet.
Let me see.
Did y'all ever have the? It was like I think Jeremiah Weed makes a sweet tea vodka or something, but they used to sell it in like cans, and they had like a sweet tea vodka or lemonade and sweet tea. Anyways, it was all like those malty boozy drinks, and they were in cans. You could take it to the river, and it was around for like one summer.
Yeah, I remember when it was, but it was when I was already past those. I was like, nope, this sounds like a disaster in a can. That's a bad decision in a can right there.
I took it to the river once, and it was did not end well.
I mean, in a can is desirable. It makes it so you can take it places, but
Right.
yeah, they're too sweet.
Walgreens sells this beer called Frio. I think that's what one you're supposed to take to the river.
Yeah, they have that at HEB.
It's like Frio. Come get our generic. Nikki, as our guest, we need to ask you what are some of your favorite summer beers? What screams summer to you when you're drinking it?
Well, really, when I think summer, I think of Carbot Brewery. Have y'all ever
Yeah.
had anything from them?
Mhm.
Like,
Okay.
to me,
Yeah,
every
sounds
single
like they
one
have.
of the
I
beers
haven't.
is summer beer.
Okay.
They're all, like, really easy to drink, and they come in cans. Pretty much all of them come in cans.
Now, here's a general question for everyone. Do you prefer a beer that comes in a can or a bottle? Do you have a preference?
Depends.
Yeah.
Summer, I'd
depends.
rather have a can.
What is it? Is it about the feel of the can?
Well, I'm just anticipating I'll be doing something more outsidesy, and I'd rather have a can than a glass. Especially being in Florida, a lot of activities involve a pool. Glass around a pool being bad, so cans
Okay.
make it kind of easy.
Is that because you like drop your bottle and fall into the water, or
Well, okay, if you break glass, you can't see it in a pool. Broken
Okay.
glass is almost invisible in the water, so then you have to drain the pool to actually get the glass out.
okay, I can see that. Yeah.
First
You
world
make-
problems.
You make a case, Nikki? Bottle or can?
I like either, really. I'm more like the rare stuff, so of course that usually comes in bottles.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's why this is a tough question, Miguel. There's multiple answers.
I know. I know.
My whole class is not full of cans; it's full of bottles, and that's like she said. It's the rare, nicer stuff. So
yeah.
summer
so that-
beers cans, but overall, I'd rather have a bottle because it's
Yeah, I
a
think it
bomber.
comes
And
to quantity or something like that. But Four Corners Brewery, they put all their
Yeah.
stuff out in cans, and they got the cans where the whole top comes off, so it's almost like the can is a stein. I really like that, and it's like it almost makes me think why are not all cans opening up like that? But that's another thing. Anyways,
Because then how are you going to shotgun it?
because
asking the real questions here.
we've seen the
I'm
fate.
asking important questions.
How cans open up, right? Because you had like the small opening, and then they're like, now we're gonna make it wider so you can drink more, and then it's like, now we're gonna put like a little hole at the top so that the air goes in, goes down your gullet faster. It's like, you know what? We're just gonna take the whole damn lid off, shove that in your mouth. It's like, oh, okay, cool, thanks. Thank you for telling me how to be so innovative. Just come down and we'll just hook you up straight to the spigot. Last week we talked about Abbey Ales, and I finally got my hands on some ABT 12 from St. Bernardus, and it was delicious. I enjoyed it, and I'm trying to think of like what reminds me of summer, stuff like that. But that was one of them that I tried, and Abbey Ales kind of have this like summer feel to them for me as well. I don't know what it is about it. I don't know, what season do you relate Abbey Ales to?
I'd say like Thanksgiving, Christmas, kind of that time.
Yeah.
I guess I
Mostly
could
from
see
all
that.
the spices and the clove and everything.
Because they're classier. Is that why?
Well, the cloves and the spices give it that kind of taste profile, a little bit sweet from the other processes. So it's a kind of a sweet and spicy beer. A little bit of banana sometimes. That's pretty much the fall and winter, man. That sounds good to me.
Yeah, that does make sense. So that you would have your
Right.
Abbey and your triples and quadruples. Right now, it's all about like the lemons, the citrus flavors, the refreshing taste. Right?
Well,
Yeah.
in reality, the AC makes it so it kind of neglects a lot of it, you know.
Yeah.
If you come in at night, you have nice air conditioning. I don't mind kicking back a barrel-aged stout, you know.
Mhm.
But if you
What
have, you know,
Scottish shells? Scottish shells. What season would you relate those to?
winter, I'd have to say winter.
Winter as well. That's cool. I had a real ale Scottish ale, and the Imperial IPA, or Russian IPA. Both of those, I guess I would relate to. Yeah, more towards the fall, because the one I really enjoyed having was like I said, the Shiner, and then this one right here, Summer Love. What I hate about this one is that they made me buy a 6-pack of it at HEB, and they wouldn't let me buy just one.
Lame.
If I buy the whole 6-pack, I hope I like it. Do a bottle share. What else do we have from Victory Brewing? It was Dirt Wolf.
That was Dirt Wolf, yep.
Nice. Humorous.
Oh, same
they
guys.
Also, Storm King Imperial Stout, which is pretty good.
Not bad. Teresa, do you prefer glass or a bottle?
Glass or bottle? Can or bottle?
Wait, can.
I think. I kind of side with Nikki. If it's, a rare thing or, something kind of more crafty, I don't know. I like the big bottles, but for summer beers, cans, it's easy. Take it wherever we go.
Yeah, I can see that.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, I haven't heard this song in forever. What is this, Incubus?
Incubus, shut up.
Scared.
Oh, man, that's high school and early college for me, man.
Yeah? Is that transition summer from high school to college?
Well, not just that one summer, just a couple years in high school and a couple years in college. I was really, really into Incubus.
I'm gonna make something of my life. That's like where it transitions in the movie and you're driving off the road.
Yep, it's a montage. You're talking just the song.
80s montage. That's all you need right there. Backing you up. Then you go forth. Alright. So, what else did I have here? Do we have any history for this one? I asked you guys to look up some tidbits, history. I don't know if y'all brought anything.
I mean, I did a bit. I mean, I explained mine. History,
The Goza?
I didn't really dive too deep into it because I was just going light because my second beer is not a Goza either, so.
What is your second beer? Did you tell me?
No, it's Terrapin Rye Pale Ale.
Okay.
Good pale ale. I like rye is really good, but a lot of times it's in heavier beers. I've seen it a lot more in like rye IPAs and like rye porters, rye stouts, and it's kind of nice to have it in a slightly lighter style.
Yeah, ryes are a totally different category that I neglected. For my bachelor party, we went to Community Brewing in Dallas, and they make a good rye ale. Community puts out one. Wish Community would start distributing it out. Because that was the same time I sampled Four Corners, and now I'm finding it at HEB, which is very convenient. I don't have to.
Very nice.
That's pretty cool. That sampled it like that. But, okay. Huh. Beers. It's delicious. Stuff that makes us go around. So from last podcast to this one, my wife had a baby, and
Yay!
it's been kind
God
of.
bless your wife.
Mm-hmm.
I was watching the updates and I was like, oh my god, she's been having this baby forever.
Oh yeah, we just realized like next week, tomorrow. Yeah, he's gonna be a week old already. I was just like, what? Trying to do this thing where we celebrate 1 day birthday, 1 week birthday, and then it goes into the years. Something. Teresa, when are you gonna start popping babies out, Teresa?
Do what?
When are you gonna get on the journey of having babies?
Not for a while. I signed up for this beer podcast and the whole thing about that.
Beer is life, man. Come on. Beer Me 3 is
We
where
can-
it's at. This is what's important.
When we do that, I'll just be like, this week I have O'Doul's again.
It's true.
Yeah, seriously, this podcast is a 9-month commitment.
Right?
Oh yeah.
I'm in. I'm in too far now.
So, you are not allowed to have children while you're committed to the podcast. So Nikki,
Get like
you're from Houston. What kind of breweries are around there? I don't know any breweries in Houston.
We have St. Arnold,
Okay.
Buffalo Bayou, Real Ale. Well, Real Ale's kind of far, but we get a lot from them. No Label, again, is far out, but we still get a lot from them. Trying to think what else.
Is it?
Okay.
Did you see
Carbach,
Carbach?
it's
Because
like
is
down
that
the
out there?
street. It's like
Nice.
right down the street from me. They just did like a $5 million or 1.5, one of those renovations to the brewery. It's like huge
Nice.
now.
Very cool.
But
have
Buffalo
like a-
Bayou is probably my favorite.
Yeah. Do they have a tap room? You can go and sample beer and stuff like that. I'm sure they do.
Yeah,
Down
definitely.
there all the time.
Yeah. They have
That's
a
cool.
restaurant too.
So, besides drinking beer and craft beer, what other things do you like to do?
Mostly just read comics.
What's up? So one of our Jesse with the last page with Jesse. His handle's Woodward Bird and whatever. He's the one that referred you to us, and I saw of all the craft beer that you were drinking, and I guess that's because you also read comics, and he's all about comics. So
Right.
when he referred you to us, we're just like, oh yeah, let's see if she wants to be a guest. Which, by the way, we have a shout out to give out, but I need to find it.
What? Shout out.
Yeah, we gotta.
Guys, we're getting too big too quick.
No,
Nonsense.
won't know too much. So, in terms of comics, of course, Rick, do you read comics? You strike me as someone that appears to read comics but doesn't.
I basically just like kind of read comics online and follow a lot of the universes and lore within some reason. Keeping up from week to week or month to month with comics is a little bit tough, and I never did that because growing up in my small town, we didn't have a comic book shop, so I didn't have access. So I kind of never really got into it, but I'm into comics, if that makes sense.
Yeah. That's. Oh, okay. Sorry, didn't mean it. But this guy's name is the Fish Chicken. The Fish Chicken? I don't know. Anyways, it's Jamie, and he's from Greenville, South Carolina, and Greensboro, North Carolina. I guess he's lived in both, but he says he listened to the Beer Me 3 episodes on the Empty Rant podcast, so we thank you for listening. Appreciate it.
Yay, thank you.
Yay. We're getting famous, guys. This is happening.
Before this podcast, have you listened to any of our podcasts for the Beer Me 3?
Well, I listened to last week's for sure, and then
Okay.
just looked kind of through the other ones.
Okay. Just curious. Were you one of our many viewers that were on? A million. Tune in every other week. Appreciate it.
That's funny. It's just so weird for me to think, like, because to me, this is just kind of talking with friends at this point. It's weird to me to think someone actually listened to it, and here she is. Like,
Why is that weird, man? That shouldn't.
I don't know. I'm not used to that. I'm not a veteran podcaster like you, dude. It's
I'm
number
not-
7, right? So I've got 7 under my belt.
Honestly, I guess in 2 days
I have
we
3.
I guess we turn 1 year old. We're 1 year old. I don't know how to say that. How do you say that? 1 year old? We're 1 year old.
1 year.
We're a year old.
1 year old.
We're a year old. The podcast is 1 year old. It's a year old. This sounds weird. I don't like saying that. But anyways, we just turned a year old like a month ago. So I know some guys have been podcasting, like Rodrigo from the Listening Party podcast. That guy's going on like year 6 of podcasting. So
Damn.
been at it for a while. He probably grew up.
Craziness.
Podcast everywhere. You know what I mean? What's our
Word.
any latest on dinosaurs?
Well, I mean, I did go to that dinosaur museum like not even a week after that podcast.
We saw that on Twitter or
That was
yeah,
so great.
Facebook.
That was on Facebook, yeah. My boo totally posted that. No, it was a normal museum. It's the Museum of Science and History in Jacksonville, but they had a dino night with a bunch of dino exhibits, and of course I went, and of course it was awesome. I will say they did a really cool not podcast, a really cool planetarium show about the asteroid that killed the dinosaurs. That was pretty neat.
All right. Cool. Nikki, are you into dinosaurs? Or are you just taking a drink of beer?
That's like the weirdest thing to ask somebody. Hey, are you into dinosaurs? Let's be friends.
Hey, are you into
I
dinosaurs?
can't say I have been into dinosaurs, no.
No. Are you into Fred Savage?
Oh my god, I can't believe you found that and posted it. It's the weirdest movie.
I can't believe I watched it. I was like getting ready for work one day, and I
Do
was
you
like,
even know who Fred
I
Savage
guess
is?
I'll watch it.
I have heard of his name.
Oh, okay.
Have you ever heard of a show called The Wonder Years? It was
Oh.
awesome. It's so old it's not on TV Land anymore.
I was watching
It was a
an
fantastic show.
I was watching an episode of Full House yesterday, and it's the one where Stephanie is supposed to interview her friend at school, and this kid's just like always laughing and stuff like that. But whenever they're doing this interview at the house and stuff like that, she finds out that he's getting like beat by his dad. It becomes
Man,
like super awkward, and it's just this corny joke that he makes. And I guess it's not really a joke, but
dude, child abuse is never a joke.
yeah. But he was just like the way he put it in the episode.
Miguel.
He was like, I got hit by a door named Dad, and I was just like, that's funny.
Oh, Full House. I'm sure that had a heartwarming moment with Danny Tanner hugging his kids, and everything felt
Then,
good.
you know, the somber music sets in, and
Mhm.
Stephanie's face is like very concerned, like, oh, man.
Both uncles burst in conveniently at the same time because they're always together, and just there in the nick of time for a sad moment, they all hug and aww, ends happily at the very end.
You know how it goes.
Full House is formulaic, and I watched all of it like last year.
Just
Well,
last year, I grew up watching it.
Well, I grew up watching it, but me and the missus had or miss right now, future missus, were vacationing, and we flew to LA and drove to Seattle. So in San Francisco, we went by that house that they filmed it in, or at least
nice.
the outside of the house. Yeah.
Yeah, they just filmed the outside, right?
Yeah, it's just the outside, and that house looks so tiny from the outside.
Well,
The
because
set is a lie. The set is a lie, guys.
yeah, and somebody broke down. There was another podcast I was listening to that broke down the actual set and how that much space inside would not be possible by the out frame.
Well,
But
okay, so no, don't get me wrong. It's a long house, but that house is so flippin' skinny. Those rooms are huge that they keep showing in that house. It makes no sense. Those upstairs, tiny bedrooms. It's a lie, dude. That show's a lie. My childhood is ruined.
the way the stairway goes up
That and
couldn't exist technically because it
Yeah.
wouldn't go up. That would mean
Yeah.
that the whole floor up top. I don't know.
Yeah, it's just
and
The whole dimensions of it.
the whole Danny Tanner, I can't even think of his real name right now. Bob Saget's like a
Bob Saget.
dirty comedian, and I was like, what? But you're uncle, or you're Danny Tanner, and you do America's Funniest Videos, and why are you telling these dirty jokes?
I think you can only pretend to be someone so long, and then the true persona comes out. Just like, you know how Garth Brooks is also Chris Gaines, who's like
Yeah.
sex-driven maniac, whatever.
Wait,
Play-
so do you think Chris Gaines is the real Garth Brooks?
Yeah, but the Garth Brooks that presents himself to people is the one that sells records.
Yeah.
King of whatever,
Well,
whatever it is. I don't know.
damn. It's like Milli Vanilli all over again.
So, what I had lined up for today for Miguel's little science corner was I wanted to talk about yeast. Okay, yeast is some good stuff. Rick, what can you tell me about yeast? You work in food microbiology.
It is a eukaryotic organism responsible for such delicious things like bread and beer.
And also, like athletes.
Yes, athlete's foot and ringworm and all that fun stuff. But that's okay. We don't worry about those other things.
Yeast infections,
Yeah, that too. Of which, did you know Vagisil is a great remedy for ringworm?
I did not know that.
Mhm.
When
The
I
more
worked
you
at
know.
Cosby, I remember a nurse saying that for like a yeast infection, you could also apply yogurt, like, in that area.
That just sounds like she was trying to hit on you, dude.
Yeah, like you want to share this yogurt? I don't know what that means.
You
Anyways,
can lick it off me.
so yeast, one of the kingdom fungi, right? And there's over 1,500 species. That's a lot of species of fungi. He's a fun guy.
Heyo.
What is black mold? Stachybotrys.
Couldn't tell you.
I've seen black mold appear in different places, mainly in the bathrooms around the vents. Growing up there, and you just make like a solution of Clorox and water and spray it, and
Yeah.
it comes off right away. But the black mold, Stachybotrys chartatum. Boom. I remember doing a presentation on that one.
Nerd.
Yeah, the only reason I remember is because I did a presentation over it. Otherwise, I wouldn't know. And I did a presentation. I picked that as my like fungi because I was like, this thing like ruins houses. Like sometimes mold renovation costs like millions, thousands. I don't know, somewhere around there. But anyways, like Rick was saying, there's different variations of yeast. One example of the human pathogen, or the opportunistic pathogen that causes human infections, would be Candida albicans, which I think that's the one that's also does like athlete's foot, whatever that is. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know. Depends on which foot or how many feet you get it on it. All right, stuff like that.
Foot versus feet. Yeah, sure.
I always think about that when I'm at the gym because I don't take the special powder and put it on the floor. I just go into the shower and pee on my feet and then walk back out.
Just don't walk barefoot in a gym.
It's natural, you know. Well, it's not in the gym; it's in the the locker room.
Shower at home, dude.
We've been over this. It's a 40-minute drive. It would take forever.
Dude, just drive sweaty. It's worth it. Those floors. Oh my god, those gross floors, man.
Oh yeah, yeah, no doubt. You'd think I was like a microbiologist. I'd be like, oh man, I need to watch out for that. But I don't know, man. Something
Man,
about it.
the biofilms. The biofilms.
The biofilm.
So many biofilms.
One that we are most appreciative of, because we are into craft beers, is Saccharomyces cerevisiae. Remember that one? No? Remember that one, guys? Nikki, you remember that one?
Sounds familiar.
So you can pronounce that, but you can't pronounce Rasputin? Really?
What? Those are words I haven't.
Really? I don't even care. No, we're done talking about yeast now. I want to talk about how your speech impediment is like just totally biased. What the hell here?
It's just like if I've never seen that word before, I'm just like, let's sound it out. Here comes Hooked on Phonics again.
Rasputin? You've never seen Anastasia or Hellboy or any other place you would ever see the word Rasputin?
What's that mouse that sings? What the Disney mouse that sings?
Fievel, and it's not Disney.
No. This one's more. This is later on. He did with like ravioli. He was a cook.
Ratatouille?
Ratatouille? There's no singing.
No, I had so much trouble saying
Well,
that
you can't say Ratatouille. I know where you're gonna go with it. Yeah.
Ratatouille. That was another one. So anyways, S. cerevisiae. Through fermentation, converts carbs to carbon dioxide and alcohols, which can be utilized in baking and, like I said, craft brews. So what I found out in my yeast research was that there are 3 types of yeast that are used in brewing. We have our L yeast, top fermenting,
Hooray.
higher temperatures, and they produce more esters. Do you know why esters are important? Anybody? Do I got?
Esters are like the main flavorings. Like all the major flavor compounds are esters.
Yeah, so you get the
Organic chemistry, college, right there.
the fruity flavors. So whenever you get the production of esters, you get that fruity taste. You're like, oh yeah, I'm glad
I
for
think there's
esters.
other things besides fruity, wasn't it? I thought esters were like the majority of the flavor compounds.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure it is, but that's where you get that top fermenting. I was watching New Girl, and he talks about pumpkin ales. Have you watched New Girl? New Girl's pretty
I
It's
funny.
not
haven't watched it in a long time.
Zoe Deschanel's pretty hot. I'm just
Yeah,
saying.
I would marry her, but the show, I can watch like an episode occasionally.
No joke. Wife and I have watched season 1 through, is it 3 or 4? 3 seasons. Like all 3 seasons back to back for like the past 2 months. There's some kind of obsession going on with us right now. I don't know.
That's not bad, man.
That's how I was with The Office for the longest time, and I was finally able to break that habit. But no joke, every morning I'd start off with an episode of The Office, and it got to a point where I was like taking an iPad to work just to keep watching it. It's just like it became like this
What-
white noise that was playing in the background, and this weird. I don't know.
Well, to be fair too, The Office is pretty awesome. So
Seasons 1 through 5 are the best.
yeah, I would say it went downhill. Steve Carell left, and it definitely didn't do as good. Robert California was and I didn't really like Nelly. I
Yeah,
thought they killed
stopped
Elliot
watching
Helms'
after.
character. Just the Nard dog, I just got annoyed with. I want him with Aaron. I did not like how she ended up with New Jim. I'm sorry, but that's how I feel.
New Jim.
New Jim,
Yeah,
yeah, there
I
was New
stopped-
Jim and New Dwight.
I stopped watching after Steve like literally the episode after I watched the first one with I guess it was Will Ferrell, and I was like,
those were pretty.
yeah.
You know that, Nikki? Do you
Huh.
watch The Office? Do you know what we're talking about? You probably don't
Just
watch.
a couple of episodes.
Oh man, I feel like a corporate shill.
Think about it. Nikki, what kind of
We
TV
have
shows?
this young hip girl here, and we're all old. Damn it.
Like Breaking
Yeah.
Bad and.
Okay, there we go.
All right.
Yeah,
Nip
saw the
Tuck
picture
and
back
stuff
there.
like that. Oh yeah, on posters. But,
I haven't caught any of the new Better Call Sauls.
Neither have I.
Yeah, I only watched the first couple of episodes, but I really.
I'm just
liked
waiting for it to come out on Hulu or something so I can watch them back to back.
Well, it should be on Netflix, hopefully. Eventually.
Sure.
That's what they did with Breaking Bad. So
Yeah.
a man
I
can
remember
dream.
seeing Teresa post about Breaking Bad all the time, and I was just like, I can't get into the show because it's on cable. I'm gonna wait till it comes on Netflix. And she was just talking it up like every week. Teresa would.
Yeah, it's amazing.
It is amazing.
finally-
I think it's still. I haven't watched season 3 of House of Cards, but so far Breaking Bad is still like my favorite TV show ever.
Yeah, fuck. Ozymandias was like the best episode of TV ever.
Oh yeah.
I mean, how
Oh
do
my
you beat
God.
that? That's better than most movies. One episode of that show is better than most movies, like any kind of drama movie. You
Yeah.
can't beat that.
Season 3 of House of Cards is not as good as the other two, but I think it's
That's what I've been hearing.
vital to the storyline,
Yeah.
whatever that means.
Oh. Yeah, we need to get on it. We canceled our cable, but we've been watching Archer, which is great.
Yeah.
So we're almost done with Archer.
We did away with cable too. But what were we talking about? L yeast. Okay, so you have L yeast, and the opposite of that would be your lager yeast. So like L yeast
Bottom
are
fermenters.
you have your lager yeast that are bottom fermenters, and they ferment at lower temperatures. So home brewers that are trying to brew lagers often need some type of climate control so that they can.
Yeah, how does it say how cold? Isn't it like 45 to 50 or something?
Yeah.
Fahrenheit? That's pretty. Yeah, that's rough.
And I have a note on here that says lager yeast produce a more crisp taste. I'm trying to think of a lager to compare it to, but I can't think of one right now. But it's supposed to be crispy. Crispy.
We just need some kind of pilsner or something. Victory actually makes Prima Pils, which is supposedly a great pilsner. Highly
Yeah.
Some
recommended.
beer works. Pearl Snap. I like that one. That's what I've been drinking lately.
Pilsner, like Bud Light, right?
Yeah.
But
I mean, that's an American adjunct lager, but that's close enough. Basically a pilsner, I guess.
well, Miller Lite says that it's the original Pilsner, so. I don't know.
Sure. It's the original something.
They can't lie. All right.
Pearl Snap.
So the third type of yeast I have is wild yeast. They produce a lot of unusual compounds and
Yay.
contribute to a horse sweat flavor
Hmm.
that is more acidic and acquired. The taste is more acquired. I was trying to think of. I didn't know what horse sweat meant, so I had to go look that up. And then brought
Just
up this-
imagine walking into a barn and taking a big smell.
Yep.
That's exactly. And I've had saisons that like you put your nose into it and breathe in it. It smells like a barn.
Yep.
It smells barny.
Here.
I mean, they are awesome.
So it has like horsey, horse sweat, horse blanket is an aroma of mustiness with earthy undertones and often a hint of horse sweat.
No, I really wish I was joking, but it's crazy how much it actually smells like a barn. I mean, or being at certain parts of the zoo, like when you go by the barn animals, like it just. That's what some saisons smell like. It's awesome.
Is that? I guess that, okay.
It's
And-
weird to say that's good, but you then drink it and it's delicious.
Is that often okay? Because I see farmhouse saisons. Is
Mhm.
that? I guess that's what's implied there when you see
Yeah.
farm.
I mean, you can infect them yourself or do open fermentation. So when you go to do your boil and then the fermentation afterwards, you just leave it open and let the yeast in the air colonize it. Then the idea is too, you're getting kind of a regional taste because it's the yeast in your air.
Okay. Yeah. It's, one of the example yeast it has on here is Brettanomyces. And it's
Brettanomyces, that was close.
Brettanomyces. Britannia.
Yeah.
Britannica.
And that's
Uh.
funky. Like, imagine a funky cheese. Brettanomyces is basically like that. It's even more barnyardy than you can imagine. I mean, they're borderline. It's funky, and it is awesome. I'm a big fan of Brett.
So this aroma is often a byproduct of that yeast, and it's a character of some beers, more notably lambic beers. I've yet to try a lambic, but
We'll have to do an episode about lambics.
what was it? The quadrupels. We were saying that it had 2% cherry ale. Something
That
like
was Three Philosophers.
refill.
It was like it's like 2% of it with cherries.
Yeah, something like that.
And I don't think it was. Yeah, I think it was like a lambic or something. They added something like that.
Well, that's yeast, man. That's McGill's Science Corner for you. I mean, I cover a good amount of yeast. Now you know more about yeast than you want. And yeah, when we're talking about home brewing and yeast, the same thing that causes athlete's foot is it's also within the same kingdom of the yeast that that you like that ferments the alcohol in your beer. You know,
Mm-hmm.
put that in your back pocket, buddy. All right.
And my wallet in my back pocket. Suck on that.
I was trying to. Let me see. What else did I have this week? Oh, I tried the Trappist 10. That because we talked about Abiel's last week. So
Yeah, was that the only Rochefort you've had?
yeah, that was my first.
What did you think of it?
It was delicious. Had very thick foam. I probably got it like 2 fingers of foam, and with that
Yeah.
pour.
Okay, so I have a question for you then. Okay, so you've had Chimay Blue, ABT 12, and now that.
Oh,
Where do you rank them?
Oh, that's a good question.
Miguel's on the spot. Teresa,
Yeah.
you're next.
I put the Trappist at the top. The Rochefort. I'm sorry, Roquefort. However you say it. I'm saying it all weird.
I don't
Rochefort.
know. I'm saying Rochefort. I'm trying to be fancy. I have no idea.
Rochefort. I put my finger up
Good.
because it's fancy. So Rochefort, Chimay Blue, and then I'd put the St. Bernardus ABT 12 right there. What is it? I had another one before that. What was that other Abiel? Oh, the Prior 8.
Three philosophers, so.
Right, but the St. Bernardus Prior 8, I'd put it below that one, which kind of makes sense. And then,
Yeah.
oh, you know what? I forgot about Three Philosophers. Three Philosophers would be right under Chimay Blue for me. I really enjoyed Chimay Blue. That was delicious, and I felt somewhat. So we brought Costello home. And I was like, let's celebrate with a beer, and like my family looked at me weird, like, oh, this guy just wants to drink. Like, oh, yeah.
That's funny. You get that reaction now, and the more you fall down this path, you're just the beer guy, and they would be more shocked if you didn't say that in the future. Just letting you know. That's the life I live now.
My parents and Laura's parents,
Such a bird.
every time like, oh yeah, let's try this beer, and I just look like the guy. Like my dad was like, maybe we should look into an intervention. I was just like, no, I'm not like, I don't know.
Oh man, really? My family at this point, with my food science degree, they're like, so how come you're not working for a brewery yet? Just you need to work for a brewery.
Yeah.
Then there's
My
the
wife-
whole, well, I'm making more money now, so meh.
My wife's definitely like that, but my parents are just like, you're into drinking a lot lately.
Yeah, it's a great hobby.
But I haven't been drinking I've only been drinking craft beer for maybe about 2 years now. So, how long have you been drinking? Would you say craft beer, Rick? How long have you been at it?
I mean, 2010 was when I started getting back into them, but I kind of started in them when I hit 21. I didn't really have a big interest for the generic lagers on the market, and kind of started drinking at the microbrew in my neighborhood. So most of the time I went drinking, it was like getting flights or trying random styles. So I kind of dove into it then, so right at 21, and that would put me at 7 years, but it's more like 5 of really getting into it.
Got into it a lot later. I don't know. I was a Cape Cod guy. You know, what is it?
There's what, Narragansett up there?
You know what I'm saying? At that time, it was just a drink to get messed up for, the least amount of money. And then
True.
it became, I
Well,
actually
drinks.
enjoy drinking. Yeah. How it goes.
Yeah, there was a 2-year period in there where it was a lot of vodka tonics, gin and tonics.
Yeah.
Yeah, Long Island iced teas. I'm not proud of those years.
Nick, can you think of one of the first craft beers you've ever had? Think back. Way, way back.
The first one I had at a restaurant would probably be like the Rockefort 10, actually.
Damn.
Oh, okay.
And,
Nice.
Fuck.
the first one.
Nice.
Jeez.
Yeah.
Way to outshow everybody here, Nikki. Damn.
Mhm.
I didn't really like it back then, actually. I need to try it again now that I had more.
Yeah, that's how I was with IPAs.
Yeah.
Couldn't stand it.
Okay, yeah.
Teresa, what was one of your first craft brews?
Man, I want to say sometime when we moved to Austin, probably. So maybe 3, 4. Well, I mean, we've been here for like 7 years now, but probably something from 512 or Independence, like maybe Austin Amber is a really popular beer.
Mhm.
I don't know. We just started kind of slowly drinking them and trying them, and yeah, probably Austin Amber, and I didn't really know that was a thing. It's just like what the restaurant had, because the other options were Bud Light and Corona. So I don't know.
Buddy Jake from Hutto brought me down a growler of 512 pecan porter. Is that?
Oh, that's the one you don't like.
It was. I mean, I tried it again. I feel like I liked it more, but I don't know.
Oh man, you don't like a pecan porter? Send it my way.
Yeah, it's got a pecan
You
porter.
gotta get the double bourbon barrel. I can't remember. There's 2 in my fridge, but the one that they do every year that they age in the bourbon barrels, it's really good.
I'm intrigued.
That's a lot.
Yeah, and then if you can, a couple of the bars here will have it on nitro too, which it's good. But now that I've had it a few times, I think I prefer not on nitro. But it's something different.
Well, he got the growler filled at a grocery store, which I was surprised by. HEB. He got it filled at HEB. I didn't know they did that.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I know Whole Foods does it.
Oh, okay. That's cool. Yeah, I was like, they don't even do that around here, but cool, man. Well, I mean, this has been a nice little rant over summer favorites. Do y'all want to add anything else to it? What else you got for me? Huh? What are you looking forward to? What are some other beers you plan on trying this summer, Rick?
Other beers I'm planning on trying this summer? I'm really hoping for Marshall Zukov from Cigar City.
Okay.
Comes first week of April. It's their Imperial Stout, and it's flippin' awesome, but it's been a shit show the past 2 years to get a bottle.
What makes why is it so challenging getting a bottle of it?
They only make so much, and it's got a very strong following, needless to say. It's a good beer, and people will buy the max, and they will bring their girlfriends and wives and neighbors and friends to mule for them and have them buy bottles as well. So like one person will walk out with a case of beer, essentially.
You know what? I got a
But
good
it's pretty
question.
awesome, so.
As a person that buys a lot of growlers, what's the time span on when you buy a growler from wherever location? You open it up, pour one out, recap it. What's the time span on that?
Once you open it, you got 24 hours, and even then,
Yeah.
it's not great. At the end of it, there might be some carbonation, but not much.
Okay.
If you leave it sealed, God, I don't know. I've done 2 weeks, and it's still been good.
Okay. I was wondering about that because Jake brought me that growler, and he said he had tried it like the week before, and so it tasted a little flat, but I don't know. It's better to me a little bit flat, so I don't know.
Good friends. Good friends.
What a nice guy.
He's a good guy. We sampled a lot of beers last Sunday, and he said he had a headache at the end because we were just like mixing, and we had like Russian IPAs or Russian Imperial Stouts, and then the Scottish Ales, which Scottish Ale by Real Ale. That was a good beer. I like that one.
I've been seeing that one. I kind of want to check it out.
He said that they have a selected few that they made. There's 250 ml bottles. There's only a few of those out, so if you need to grab those, Nikki can grab us some since over there. Send them to us. We'll send you our addresses. Except for Rick. Rick lives in Florida. It's gonna be
Dude, what
extra.
the hell? She can still mail stuff to me. I'll take it.
Teresa, what do you have a wish list going on this summer? Have you seen some other beers out there that you have your eyes set on? Maybe you want to try?
So the my friend told me about a Save the World one, and I can't remember the name of it. And I was there at the store today. I can't remember which one that it was, so I have to get her to tell me. And then I was at Whole Foods also today, and there was one out of Colorado. I don't remember the brewery, but it was like a summer beer. That looked pretty interesting. I'm worthless because I can't remember all these names, and I didn't write them down.
Worthless. Out to the podcast.
Worthless.
Got like all the names down. The one that I'm looking forward to.
I can tell you what the cans look like.
Now we're in business. All right, start describing.
A local Buzz by Four Corners. That's the one that I haven't tried by them. So I feel like blondes and those are kind of summer beers to me. But how about you, Nikki? What do you got your eyes set on?
I'm mostly ready for the stouts and stuff already, but
See,
just
you need to join in more, Nikki.
Stout season coming up.
Simpatico right here. That's what I'm waiting for.
Okay.
Oh.
When, when does so we're in July? What is stout season? Is that coming up?
I don't
I
know.
know my
I need to write this on my
Buffalo Bayou
calendar.
had like a
When's stout season?
Christmas
Based-
in July thing.
Yeah, like Christmas and January, like the 2 months where it's not hot.
Yeah.
That's the one thing I dislike about Florida is I have like 2 months of awesome. I can stand out in the cold and drink beer, like dark beer weather. Granted, I moved from the north and I did that on purpose because I hate the fucking cold. But I wish it was just slightly less hot in the fall and spring because I do like stout weather.
So I was watching this. Is it the ACLU map? And they're showing like the non-constitutional or the constitutional free zones, and all of Florida falls in that. Does that bother you, Rick?
I'm not shocked
No.
at this point.
Are you scared?
Florida's an interesting place, but I live in a good place right now. Jacksonville's pretty awesome, so can't complain.
This paternity leave has me watching a lot of documentaries, and I've been watching a lot of conspiracy ones too. So
That's the last thing you need to be doing, Miguel. Come on.
I'm just saying. Like I watched this one about the simulation theory, virtual simulation. So everything in life is basically a simulation. It had me really thinking about it
Yeah,
because
like the Matrix, essentially.
kinda, yeah. You know how you turn on a retro TV, and it reminded me of this because this phone has a retro
Okay,
feed.
hold on, take a break real quick. To any of our viewers who are either going to take mushrooms or smoke weed in the next minute, do it right now, in fact. Do it now.
My phone,
Let Miguel wait a minute, and then, boom, you're going to be flying.
because it turns off, and so you get this like effect that the screen goes like that, right? You remember, think of an old TV. So now when you turn it on, it's like everyth's there existing. And so what if that like relate that to the Big Bang Theory, and we're just living in this like high definition virtual simulation, and everything is like it's not real kind of thing, and it's basically the Matrix.
Did you take any of your wife's pain meds, man?
No, but this is what happens when I drink on my ADHD meds, I guess. But anyways,
That was deep. Dude, I need to be high for something like that. Dude, warn me next time. That was deep, man.
I'll tweet it out. And you need to work on getting a Twitter so that you can communicate with us better.
Yeah, we need a resident young person. Please help us. We're old. I've got no fucking clue how to operate Twitter over here. Please help us.
Now that was on you, though.
Twitters?
Yeah, it was. I don't care. I'm old as shit. I don't know ats and hashtags and shit. What the fuck does any of it mean?
That was like your second tweet was just like, I don't know what I'm doing.
And I don't. Also, how the hell do people like find me on Twitter? I'm getting these emails of people following me, but I've never advertised I had Twitter. How the hell are they finding me?
I'm probably just associating you with the podcast. I don't know.
No, bullshit.
Yeah.
There's no way these people know about this podcast.
Maybe.
I'd say the followers that I get are like 1% real people, 10% runners, and then the other 85% are like or whatever is mail order brides and girls that want me to go check out their pages and message them. Like I don't.
So which ones are
No.
real? not real because their profile says like click link for I don't know naked pictures or something. I don't know.
It still doesn't help me in my dilemma, guys. I still don't understand how these people are finding me.
I still don't understand how to
Resident young person, what are your inputs on this? I need help.
She doesn't have a Twitter, remember?
Yeah, I'm a Twitter.
Damn it, but she's young. That's got to count for something, right? Twitter's the young man's
Twitter,
game.
Nikki? What do you have against Twitter?
I don't like writing that much. I don't know. I just like posting pictures, I guess, more.
160.
See, thank you. See, if the new person doesn't need Twitter, why the hell do I need Twitter?
That's part of your qualifications, I guess.
Is it fair to
Hashtag
say like
OMG.
all the kids are on Snapchat? Because I feel like there was a gap where like Twitter was a thing and that like I'm on it, but I don't use it a
Yes,
whole lot.
and let me just take
like
the time to
my
say
brother,
this. I realize how old I am because I look at Snapchat and go, why do the kids like that? And I actually said this to myself. The kids.
Wow.
Why do the kids like
The
that? I'm like,
kids.
fuck. I just need to be watering my yard and yelling at people on the sidewalk. Like that's all that's left for me, guys.
telling it out of your end. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
have a
I can't believe it.
I have a
I'm
Snapchat,
old.
then I have Facebook, Twitter, and then the Instagram. The Instagram. You like how I said that?
The Instagrams.
But
So-
I
and
can't
yeah.
get on Snapchat.
I mainly use Snapchat for family, because that's how we just shoot pictures at each other.
But why can't you just send a real picture so they can save it and have it forever? I just don't
That's
get
what I'm
that.
saying. That's what I'm saying.
I could see that, I guess.
Also, if you really want that picture, you can take a screenshot. I don't get kids. I just don't get the kids anymore. I'm
Fun, bro.
old.
Not everything has to have a reason, man. It's just
It
part
does.
of
It does.
Okay, it's just part of the virtual simulation is another option within these like choices that we have to make as we,
What kills me about Snapchat is that like I thought it was just to like send messages to people, and my friend was showing me how it worked, and she's like, yeah, but you can make your snaps public too, and I was like, doesn't that defeat the whole purpose of why Snapchat was the thing? So you didn't
But-
have to post it publicly?
well,
Like
they
I
make
don't.
it to. So when you send a photo to someone, you can send like a high-res photo to someone. In Snapchat, the resolution's, drawn down. It's a smaller file format, so it sends faster. That's one of the main things there. It's the same thing if you send a photo on Facebook Messenger. You can't blow it up into this huge thing. So it's made for
Whatever. I think it's silly.
and okay. I mean, I don't know.
It's so the kids can sext each other.
But you take a screenshot still. I still don't get this. Take the screenshot. It's
It all
forever.
comes from cats. Okay. Some way they really. What was that? What's going on over there? You have a dog?
Yeah. He's
Nice.
a baby.
Teresa has a dog too. What kind of dog do you have?
Bichon Frise.
Oh, Bichon Frise.
I have no
They're
idea.
cute dogs. I don't like little dogs. Little dogs suck, but Bijons are cute.
Look at Rick's cat in the background. He's just like.
Yeah, okay.
Chilling.
That's my fiance's, and that's mine. I'm surrounded.
Oh, did I tell you guys? Maybe we convinced my mother-in-law to name her cats Abby and Stella.
That's
Yeah,
right.
We may have.
you tweeted that, correct?
Yeah.
Is that how you say
I
it? Is
don't
that
remember.
how the
We were-
kids say it? You tweeted it? Or
Twittered that.
you twit it?
You used the correct verb tense. Yes.
Which one? I said two
And
things.
that's-
You
I don't
tweet-
remember though because
Twit it?
the tweeted.
You tweeted it. Okay, I'm
Tweeted.
cool. Guys, I'm hip. Miguel, it happened. I'm hip.
Yeah.
You're basically a goober. They should hire you.
You should be a twitographer.
Hey-o.
I think that's something.
Is that something? I'll be it. Pay me well enough. Pay me enough and I'll be that.
All right. Well, hey, this has been a fun-filled episode of Beer Me 3, Beer Me 3, episode 7. We know we're a bunch of our summer favorites. Nikki, we really appreciated having you on. You're a lot more shy than I thought you would be, but maybe you can come on again and express yourself some more. That's how Teresa was her first episode, and then we just made her drink more.
Teresa blew up.
Stronger beer.
2 Belgian beers is all it
I
takes.
had that. Yeah, I was thinking. I was like, I think we were more talkative when we had the stronger beers, but
Dude, are you kidding me? We were like straight drunk last time. Hence the 45-minute dino conversation. It was
Yeah.
intense.
Yeah. The stronger
Oh.
beers also mean that we deviate a lot further from beers and get more into talk about
Side topics.
the virtual simulation. theory. I think that is real. I'm serious. You know, it's almost
Could be,
like
man.
get 2D information that produces a 3D. You know what? We'll get into this next time. Beer me
Next time, stronger read.
beer virtual reality. That's what we're getting into. All right, guys. I will see you on the other side. Thanks.
Godspeed.
Thank you.
Hey, what?
What ended on some Foo Fighters.
And I along with you. If everything could ever feel this real forever.